Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another tarot reading. Today is a special request reading. It most probably will be the first of hopefully many. This is a monthly reading for the month of July 2019. But because time is fluid, if you tune into this reading and the first cards resonate with you, then I intend my readings to be timeless so that the information being set out and brought forth can be of assistance to whoever watches video at any point in time. I do feel like this energy will be relevant from the day that the video is being published, and so that date will be below this video. Today I'm using my Oshu Zen deck, and for inspiration I'm using my just want to get my Rumi Oracle cards by Alana Fairchild. I use them sparingly because they're very spiritual. Below my video, I will post links where you can contact me for readings. I'm an international clairvoyant reader. There's also a donation button. Donations are very much valued. Thank you for, tuning in. Thank you for sharing this journey. Thank you for watching, liking, subscribing. If you like this video, please click like. If you like my style, please subscribe. This is a form of making a living for myself. I do this full time, and each and every contribution that you make to me and my channel, that funds is going to paying for accommodation for my road trips where I do classes and workshops. The money contributes to buying decks, contributes to cost of living, buying food, and the basic things that everyone needs. So it is very much valued. Thank you for donating to me. It is helping me a lot. It is rewarding me for my effort and my time. So July is quite a big month. I'm just shuffling what I want to talk about July, because we will be having the solar eclipse at 10 degrees Cancer, and then we will have the lunar eclipse at 24 degrees Capricorn. So we're going into eclipse season. The Cancer Capricorn axis is about how do you nourish yourself while you build a career. How do you, it's your private, your personal life, you personally versus the world out there, and and your visibility, your private life, what you like to keep private at home, your home life, everything connected to your mother, how you mothering, nourishment versus building a career versus being practical versus setting goals and achieving them in the outside world. Okay, so we're going to draw cards on that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 4 rows of 5 cards. Each week will have a central issue, and the other cards around it will tell us about the energy for the week. So I hope you enjoy this reading. Please give me feedback on my readings. Please let me know, where you're from. I like connecting with everyone. I love connecting with my soul tribe, my soul family, my homies. And I also want to say, while I am on the subject, Morena whanau kei te pia koe. How are you today? I love connecting with my soul tribe, my soul family. Leave me messages, leave me comments. I'm always open to connect with you. Okay, so because I'm still learning my Alana Fairchild deck, I have pre-drawn the card that is sitting on top of this deck. And I will just put this here for now. And we will get to the card at the end. I'll just put that there. Right. Are you ready for your reading for the month of July? But as I said, could be any time from the time you watch this video if the energy is relevant. This is a general reading, so if the reading doesn't fit, don't try to make it fit. So here in, New Zealand, in Kiwi land, in Aotearoa, New Zealand, is winter time. And we kind of take it slow. I like to take it slow in the winter time. Okay, I'm glad to see we can fit all the cards in. I feel like I want to stop there and I want to have a look at this first week. So we're starting our week with turning inwards. There is a feeling of missed opportunities, perhaps even reflecting on the past. But it is when we take the time out to rest, rejuvenate, allow our mind to wander and process our emotions, process experiences from the past. Because I do feel when it comes to the Four of Cups that is very much a type of energy reflecting on the past and things that could have been, should have been. And this is also a focus on your emotional happiness. I feel with this card that there is it's like that turning inwards and getting clear with yourself. What are my fears? What makes me happy? How can I get back to happiness in spite of missed opportunities? How can I calm my own fears? How can I make sense of the disappointments in my life? And look, she is quite serene as she's doing this. I feel a certain amount of detachment from emotions. It's almost like standing back from your emotions so that you can observe your inner world and your inner processes to see how you can move forward, because that is our next card. Our next card is about taking the time out and sitting with our emotions, sitting with our experiences, however disappointing they might have been, or on opportunities that we felt we missed out. But then we get our breakthrough. It is about taking the time out to rest and to process everything. And that breakthrough to me is like a new perspectives. Because after this card is we this card is this one here. It looks quite pale. And once again there is this energy of looking through a window. It's a card of observing. But I feel once we have observed our emotions, we have the breakthrough to now move on to the next level, which is observing our thoughts. And once again, also reflecting on past experiences or missed opportunities, conversations that we should have had that we didn't have, things that we feel we should have said or could have said but we didn't. But it's also about reflecting upon, if we could have conversations, what it is that we would like to say. So I feel there is a progression in the first week concerning our mental and emotional well-being, and coming into sudden new perspectives, because we have the tower there. The tower doesn't have to be a bad thing. It is just suddenly something happens. This card resembles epiphanies, resembles new beginnings, or the crumbling of situations that doesn't serve you. It could potentially be shocking or dramatic, but I feel like if there's anything happening in this week that is really rocking your world, I feel like you do have the ability to stand back from it and observe, because this lady here, and not to be sucked into the emotional vortex, of this drama that is being created, if there is any, because just remember this is a general reading. This could also just be remembering the drama. Maybe you're a survivor of trauma, like me. I'm a survivor of trauma, and this is you maybe experiencing the second round of a traumatic experience that keeps on coming around, perhaps because we are dealing with eclipses, and this is the first week of July. I feel like that eclipse coming through is going to shake loose. It's going to take away everything that is holding you back, because we are sitting in a situation, or we're sitting in a life cycle where there has been a lot of reflection, a lot of inner turmoil, and trying to get on top of your emotional world, your mental world. When I say on top of, I mean like processing it, moving on from things, making peace with things. And I feel like this eclipse coming in is going to help take away the things that is slowing you down and making process in your life concerning your mental, emotional well being. I like this tower because this tower looks very much like this card. So I feel like this eclipse coming in and this tower is bringing with it a breakthrough, is bringing with it a sweet, sweet liberation. Look at that person. They are absolutely breaking free, and that tower is the catalyst to them breaking free and giving that ability to just get rid of all the attachments and things that was like chaining you down, holding you back. And I love that burst of energy, breaking out, breaking free. And then we have for the end of the first week the master. And I see how that crown chakra is lit up. It looks like the moon. And I feel like even though the solar eclipse will have quite a catalytic sort of breakthrough, liberating kind of energy with it. Once we get to the lunar eclipse at 24 degrees Capricorn, that is when that emotional intelligence, being in the void, once you break free from something that's been holding you back for a very long time, and I do feel it's a very long time. I feel here it's for some of us, okay? Maybe even a decade or two, depending on your situation, maybe even 3 decades. I feel like there's a long, long, long time that, things from your childhood that was like just maybe in the environment that you grew up in that was placing limitations on you, and now you have that ability to really liberate yourself and start to come into your own power. And I feel like we first have that intelligence, the knowingness, the conscious knowingness of we are breaking free. And then with that moon, the lunar eclipse in Capricorn, comes the emotional intelligence and that spiritual intelligence and forward movement that comes with the action. It follows on the action, where you maybe even you become aware of all the infinite possibilities in your life, and that you are truly on a clean slate. From breaking free, when you break free, you are on a clean slate to start over. Totally clean slate. No hang ups, no baggage, no nothing. This is you, this is your fresh start. And this card is the master. Okay, this is you actually maturing on your life journey, because Capricorn is the 10th house. It's a house of being mature. That's the house where the adult resides. This is the career person, okay? Someone who can set goals and actually achieve them. Someone who is mature enough on all levels to be able to live a productive life and build something that is long standing. So I feel like in this first week, this breakthrough is not just for this month. I feel like this is a pivotal point in your whole life, in the entirety of your life. For some of us, this is going to be a pivotal week, okay? 2nd of July, for some of us, 3rd July 2019. And that is your brand new fresh start. And so the reason why I said I wanted to stop here is because on the next week we have this little flower. Heaven knows how it managed to survive in that crack, but it survived. And as I said, I am a survivor of trauma, and I feel like I'm speaking to a large number of people here, people who survive trauma, and this card is courage. Facing your inner strength, knowing that you have survived a lot, okay? You have now taken the time to process all of the baggage and uh, sorry, excuse my French, the shit that has been happening in your life, because there's just no other way to say it. Sorry, I have Mercury in Aries, okay? I try not to swear, but this is you. This is your inner strength. This is come hell or high water. I'm still standing. I'm still breathing. I'm still here. I'm still here. There is a place in the sun for me, because this card is ruled by Leo. This card is associated with the sun. Each and every individual on this planet has a place where they belong, wherever that is, even if it is in that bloody crack in that rock. There is a place that you are meant to be. And you wouldn't have ended up in this place if you didn't have the strength. That seed still had the choice whether it was going to do its thing and sprout its little flower. It could have just not made the effort at all. Okay, and it could have just died. It could have been like wherever that little seed fell, a bird could have, chomped it for brekkie or whatever. But this is you still survived, and you're still here, and you still have your place in the sun, because that yellow behind that flower is what's standing out. And this is you doing it for you, not for anyone else. Okay, the only reason why you are still here is because you are the reason why you are here. You didn't see this challenge through because there was something else to live for. The lesson here is to live for yourself, to realize you have been through a lot. Have compassion with yourself. Know that your life has not been easy by any means. And like everyone is here on their journey, but I'm speaking to those people who have not had. If they look at their life and they have to say, I had a certain percentage of happiness and a certain percentage of misery, that the misery would be outweighing the happiness and the peace by far. I'm speaking to those people watching and tuning in. We have the Creator sharing, integration, adventure. So I feel for the second week we kind of, the first week is the one where we turn inward and we collect ourselves. The second week is where we go in and we come to this realization that, I'm still here, and because I'm still here, there must be a purpose. And for that purpose, I feel like, and this Creator is falling right underneath this breakthrough. Okay, so that is your new opportunity. Your new opportunity comes from that moment when you take your first breath of liberation. When you come to the realization of how you can break free on a mental and emotional level from everything that's holding you back. That perspective ignites your passion so that you can actually invest your energy in something worthwhile. Invest it in you. Look how that solar plexus chakra is lit up. And I said, there's a place in the sun. You realize that there's a reason why you are here. Even though you've been in the dark most of your life, you now realize that there is a reason for you being here, and that there is a place in the sun for you. And that energy is igniting a brand new start for you. No one else. Look how his aura is shining. The vitality is returning. Your energy levels are picking up. You feel you have energy to spend on yourself. You also have energy to spend on creative projects. You have the desire to turn inwards and, on some way, shape, or form, live a spiritual life. Maybe feel the desire to meditate, but most of all, you feel a deep desire to create something, whether this is taking a hobby to the next level, painting, creating a garden, whatever floats your boat. It is about making something, creating something for you. And once you have done that, there will be this beautiful sense of, and the card is sharing. Okay, it's a beautiful sense of, um once again, vitality, because we have the warmth, we have the sun, she has her candle. This is someone who is going outwards. It's the card, it's outgoing energy. This is someone who's becoming more social. They are more visible to the public because we have a lot of light. Someone who, in the first week we've turned inwards, we cocooned, we weren't social, we were staying at home. But in the second week, we're stepping out, we're going out, we're becoming more visible. I feel like there is a strong masculine and feminine balance. You're balancing out your masculine and your feminine energy. But I also feel like there are people of importance coming to you this week who will uplift you. Their energy will bring goodness, vitality, excitement. um it's just people I kind of feel like you're finding your soul tribe, because now we have integration following upon it. And I said, like, it feels with this man and this woman, with these two cards, masculine and feminine, that you're balancing out your energy, because we have both, mature masculine and feminine energy here. And now we have the integration. So this is also about liberation as well. This is the world card. Okay, finishing off with things that doesn't serve you, but this is getting right to the end of that process. You start setting up to start new. You starting to see the potential in which direction you can go now after your liberation. You have the overview of your life. You have the freedom to make your choices. You have the freedom to choose where you want to go next. And I feel like where you want to go next is you want to do an adventure. You're checking out the landscape of your life to see, okay, how can I bring adventure into my life? How can I nourish my inner child? Because a lot of, all the trauma survivors are people who need to be very much aware of the inner child and do quite a bit of inner child work. Okay, but look at the rainbows around that little child. That little child is going into the light. They're following the rainbows. They're going to their never land. They're going to play with the unicorns. They're going to do the fairies, the sparkling fairy dust, magic, miracles, all happiness. All is well in their world. So I feel like, in the second week, we have that beautiful breakthrough energy spilling over into our life, so that we can start to get to a new place of growth. We're going to start to make the plans to grow. Okay, we have past lives. We have intensity. Oh, I love that card. We have inner voice. There's a vast amount of growth coming through in July. Moment to moment. harmony. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love how these cards speak to each other. Okay, so I'm going to stop there for that week. So what is happening? I can kind of see on this side with this, we have our inner reflection. So if you want to go like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I feel like in the beginning of the week, every Monday or every beginning of the week, there is that continuous process. It's almost like it's a rebirthing that's taking place. It's like contractions taking place. We start the beginning of the week reflecting upon the past, realizing our place where we are. In a Maori, we have a term. It's called Turanga Waiwai, the place where you stand. This card to me is Turanga Waiwai, the place where I stand, the place where I find where I can be myself. Okay, my little spot in the sunlight, and then just below that we realize also where we fit in concerning our whole life, because this card is past lives, right? We live in continuous cycles. This is determining in the third week of July, determining, looking at the bigger picture of where you fit in and becoming aware of karma, how karma works, and maybe making the decision on to maybe study universal laws, making the decision to maybe do past life regression so that you can process things that you feel, emotions or subconscious. I feel like it's subconscious work, a little bit of maybe dark night of the soul still in residue, but it is that keen commitment to find out, who am I? Where do I belong? You know, in Maori, we also, when we ask, what is your name? When we ask, ko wai koe, what is your name? We don't really ask what is your name. We ask, who are you? And then you recite your whakapapa, which is your history of where you come from. Not just from this lifetime, but as far as you can go back to your forefathers. And that gives the person to who you speak to a good idea of where you stand, where you belong in the grander picture of things. Okay, so I feel like we start this week off with coming to the realization of where we fit in. Where's the place that we stand in the grander scheme of our life and lives that we spend here. We're actually making the work, and maybe through meditation, a lot of, and even in our dream time, I feel like there's a lot of information coming through in our dreams, and we are processing. It's like every beginning of the week there is a little bit of a chunk of information that comes through, and we process it, we work with it, because the next one is intensity. That is also beautiful outgoing energy. This is like, the ace of wands. This is your creativity. This is and together with the creator, it is having those healthy boundaries, using your energy in a very stable way. This is that brand new fresh start. You are putting down healthy boundaries, what you want in your life, what you want to create, and you have that spark of outgoing energy of creativity, inspiration, and your inspiration is quite intense. Okay, and I feel like because we have been through so many cycles of up and down, and we just want to come into a place where everything is even and balanced, and we all feel more in control, because this is what the creator is also about. It's about being in control of your creative processes, being in control of yourself and what it is that you manifest. And so the next card is the inner voice. This is intuitive. This is the High Priestess card, ruled by Neptune, Pisces energy. So I feel like we're taking this beautiful, inspiration, and we consult with our intuition. We consult with our um how do our higher guidance. How can we make the most of this opportunity? It is about not only thinking things through, but feeling things through, using our creative energy to create something of high value, because the high priestess, she inspires awe. She's not a woman that, you just walk into the room and say, oh, how do you do? This is a person you treat this the high priestess with reverence, because there's a lot of spirituality and knowledge. She's the keeper of secrets. She's the one that's connected to the crown chakra. But I feel like we are finally opening the energy between, like, our base chakra, going all the way through to our crown chakra, connecting the dots from how we create our security, how do we make ourselves feel secure, but how do we mature in our emotions, how do we mature, in our intuition and trust and in our spiritual growth at the same time, because it's like this grounding energy with this beautiful spiritual energy, which is like intertwining, both fire and water, and creating rainbows, because that's what we get. Like, look at these cards, they have rainbows. When you mix fire and water, you get rainbows. Okay. um and so the next card for week 3 is moment to moment. So it is about learning. It's one step at a time. It's good things take time. This is the Two of Pentacles. It's about, maybe if you start a new project, you could have to maybe juggle things a bit and just see how it go, from day to day. But you are very practical about it. This guy is quite happy just following the breadcrumbs, just following his steps that he needs to take. And he's keeping his balance. He has his hands out, so he looks quite comfortable, and maybe even enjoying the process. And this card speaks to me with this little inner child. We used to play hopscotch when I was little, and that kind of looks like hopscotch. And it's also, children live in the moment as well. They don't worry about what's coming next. They just follow their heart's desire, and where they are directed, and they're quite happy to go off exploring. And I feel like there's a sense of adventure as well. It's a small sense because only a 2, but I feel like living in the moment is living in that world of possibilities, because look how that crown chakra also has all the rainbow colors in there, and there's rainbow colors in the back as well, starting to shine through. And it's when you live in the moment that you become aware of all the infinite possibilities that is available to you, that anything can happen, anything good can happen. Because if you've been sucking the dry hind teat for most of your life, this is your turning point where the good stuff can happen any moment, any moment. And we have harmony for the end of the week. We're creating harmony within ourselves, and emotional happiness. Look at the heart and the mind. You're truly at peace. You've connected the dots between your heart and your mind, and you are totally at peace. But there's also the 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups is about emotional happiness, emotional well-being. And this falls right beneath this adventure card. When your inner child is happy, you are happy. That is the, you know, how do I say it? In this reading, that is the 2 dots that needs to be connected. Is say, if you can allow yourself to be adventurous and to be who you truly are and be spontaneous and not having to pretend something, and allow yourself to play, allow yourself to go wander and go off explore things, that interest you. It creates beautiful harmonious energy within you. And we also have the master, the child. So when you realize the infinite possibilities of anything that is possible that can bring you happiness, when you go off on little adventures, that is when you create harmony within yourself. We have exhaustion, mind, We have receptivity. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful card. Experiencing. Last one. Guidance. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So the last week for July. So remember, in the second week of the third week of July, we're going to go into Leo because we're now in Cancer season. Around about the 20th, 21st, somewhere about there, the sun is going to shift into Leo. And Leo, once again, is the king of the jungle, is the person that, really you have the confidence to take control of your life and rule your kingdom. And that once again speaks to this creator with that beautiful energy concerning healthy boundaries, knowing when to say no, but doing it in such a way that is, good for everyone involved, for the highest good of all, is what I say. Okay, so the first card then for the last week is exhaustion. So it is about pacing yourself. When we start to feel good, don't use it all in one go, okay? But this could also be taking stock. As I said, it looks like the beginning of the week is when you go back. It's like that repetitive birthing cycle once again. We're starting off with exhaustion, and then that falls underneath this past life. Okay, so it tells me that once again, be careful not to repeat past patterns that was self what we call it, self-sabotage. Okay, it's about becoming aware of your inner processes, because once again we have the Four of Cups at reflection, inner reflection, and the mental. We've just spent 3 weeks on working through our mental emotional baggage. Be careful not to repeat past, because it is a bit of a challenge breaking out of patterns that you keep on repeating over and over in your life. But once you become aware of them, you can do it. So this is just a warning to pace yourself. If you are the person that likes to burn the candle on both ends, and to not use your discernment where you spend your energy or expend your energy, then this is the card to say pay attention to where you spend your energy, how you spend it, and how much of it you spend. Okay, this is like doing an inventory not only on your bank balance but on your energetic levels as well. I feel like it's you have to keep in touch with your energy. How do you use it? And then we have mind. So I feel like, look there. Oh, overthinking. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the advice here would be, when you get to that, go to this. It's the same suit. It's swords. Okay, but be careful what you say. Know that your thoughts create your reality. That how your perspectives that you have on something. Look how she's looking through that window. What is her perspective looking through that window? Your perspectives is what determines where you go, how you experience, life, how you experience situations. And so, in the beginning of the last week of July, be mindful of where you are at and how your inner dialogue is also what I hear. So, we have receptivity, and just below, and this comes just below the inner voice. Okay, so once again, that intuition, our crown chakra, our spirituality, our ability to reflect upon the past and to look back is what is actually. I actually want to bring I just want to do this. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. From where I'm sitting, it looks real good. So, our ability to reflect upon the past, okay, is bringing in energy where we can activate our crown chakra and our spirituality. And that connects us to our heart center, our self love, how we are connected to universe, God, the source. And as I said before, it looks like in this reading that we are connecting our emotional well-being, the Four of Cups, and the way that we process our past experiences. We are connecting the dots of being practical about things because we are creating our own security. We've found our place where we stand. So we are generating our own security, and we're doing it in a way that is balancing our own inner energy. And I feel like, with this ace here and this ace here, this is like your base chakra and your heart chakra. We're connecting the dots, and this is our crown chakra. So we're basically working from the bottom up, and you can see in this card here how the all the chakras are lined up, and we are connected to source, we're connected to God, the universe, and we can clearly see where we fit in the grander scheme of our life, but also our inner world is lit up, okay? And then we have experiencing. So this is about experiencing in the moment. She's not on a train going somewhere, she's connecting to a tree. It's beautiful, it's grounded, it looks like it's autumn there. Okay, and so maybe even the leaves are starting to turn a little bit in the northern hemisphere. But I feel that once again, it's just by being in that moment, there is opportunities coming to you. It's the Three of Wands. There's opportunities coming to you, open doors. You have done the work this month. And because you've done the work on yourself, you're opening opportunities in this world to step out and move forward, because that's fire. And you're moving forward in passion, you're moving forward from your heart, and you're moving forward from a very strong place, which is called courage. And that you are the creator of your own destiny. Okay, you're calling the shots from here on out. This is truly, truly a breakthrough month, and with it comes guidance. We are not alone on our journey. If you have someone who had crossed over and whom you've been very close to, before they crossed over, you are still close. Your person is still there. Whether this is your twin flame, your divine counterpart, your mum, your dad, an auntie, an uncle, a brother, a sister, whoever this may be, there is someone sharing this journey with you, and they are encouraging you all the way. Here we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is that ability to build and create something that is long standing, ruled by Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. But what you build now is divinely guided, because it comes from a good place, because you are the divine creator of your destiny. This is what you are creating this month, okay? It's your own, how do I say this? It's your journey. You've lived your life. I get the feeling like you've lived your life mostly for other people. Okay? But now it is time to live for yourself. And our card for inspiration is Blessing of Zara. And what a beautiful card this is. It's about detoxing your life. And the way that we live our life, especially when we look at our diets. What is it that you eat? What do you crave? Where do you go overboard? What do you overdo? And with this card, it is about you have gone through a detoxification in your life, whether you cut out people, cut out situations. And this is very clear, that you've been thinking about it, you've been reflecting upon everything that has been, falling away out of your life. And this is the beginning of a detox. Okay, it's about detoxifying yourself energetically. And sometimes when we do that, we need rest, because we have the Four of Cups, we have the Four of Swords here for rest, processing emotions. But look how she's looking up to the heavens. She knows that she's divinely guided. Okay, that the process that we're going through this month is detoxifying so that we can get our energy right and our perspectives right, connecting all our chakras together so that we can not energetically run on very good energy for ourselves, and increase our vitality and how we function inside of ourselves from a very strong, secure, courageous place inside, and knowing who we are. But it's also about putting yourself as number one on your list, doing what you need to do to keep you strong, to make you strong. Detoxing energetically is avoiding people and situations which are harsh, avoiding things that stresses you out, and to find ways, if you work in a stressful environment, to find ways to cope with it so that you aren't affected as much. But when you detox, you also create space in your life for new. You create space in your life for beauty and things and situations and people that serve you. And so, detox can also be a fairly uncomfortable process to go through, because you get headaches, you feel sleepy, your energy levels drop. But it's about being loving and nourishing and compassionate with yourself during that process so that you can become a better, more efficient version of you for yourself, not for anyone else. And with this card, I see this card. Okay. And this is the Ace of Cups. It's about water. Seek out water, drink more water, go for walks on the beach, soak your feet, take a soak in the tub, go to the hot pools. I go to the hot pools here in Parakai quite often. I have to go do hydrotherapy, okay? So it's about hydrotherapy, do whatever it is. We use water to detox our physical body, but we also, water is a very spiritual element. Water also connects us to our spirituality, being in the flow, living in the moment, cleansing, that cleansing sort of energy that comes with it, the peaceful serenity of, the energy of water that it can bring to the heart and the soul. So I feel like this is a breakthrough month in the way of detoxing and finding your way to become a better, stronger, courageous person, knowing that your journey is valid, that there is something that, brought you to this point, and it's there for a reason, it's there for a reason, and that you are the reason for everything that's happened. You are the reason. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please give me feedback. I absolutely adored reading for you. So this might be the first of many, and I feel like perhaps, with these monthly readings, I'll put them out, but I'll put them out at $5. You can purchase them at $5. This one is free, but 5 New Zealand dollars, I feel, is it's just a little bit of a compensation for my time. So enjoy this reading, and the next month will be, I feel, or at some point, I do feel like I will. You can purchase them for $5, and I'll post links eventually below, and I'll explain everything about that. So I wish everyone a beautiful, beautiful breakthrough July. There's a lot of courage, there's a lot of support, there's divine guidance. And there's a lot of good stuff that can come from a month to help move forward in a new dynamic way. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Light and love.